Hey guys, it's Debbie. Welcome back to my YouTube channel where we speak life. Speak what you seek until you see what you said. You want to be in this video, Noah? Do you? Come here. Come show everybody your beautiful face. Yes, you're so big. You're so big. And then there's this poor girl. She got casted because of her big brother right here accidentally stepped on her. So, alright, y'all. I'm going to need you to step out of the video. Back up. Hi guys, it's Debbie. Welcome back to my YouTube channel where we speak life. Speak what you seek until you see what you said. If you're new here, hi. Welcome to my channel where I really just vlog about my journey and my walk with the Lord as a Christian. And then if you're not, welcome back. Thank you again so much for the support. Go ahead and click that subscribe button, like and comment for more videos like this. So this video right here, I'm very excited about, and I don't know why it took me so long to even sit down and film this. It would have helped probably a lot of people. But here I am finally doing it, and it's just designated for a specific population, and those are females that are trying to enlist in the Army, National Guard. I can't really say much about the Marines or Navy, but my sister-in-law was in the Marines, and when I told her all these stories and things that I wish I knew and the things that she had prepped me for, it was like spot on. So I guess it could be for all branches, really, just to look out for. But obviously in the different branches, they go about in different ways, calling them drill instructor or drill sergeant, and it's just like differences. But this is just vaguely for what to look out for and advice to keep you guys sane and pass the 10 weeks of basic training like I did. I didn't really do my research as much when it came to finding out what I needed just to know and like the ifs and the don'ts and the do's and all those different things. So here I am laying it flat out for you guys so that you don't end up like me just getting yelled at and basic was something else. Now in basic training, I would rate my experience about a 6 only because I've had I don't know why the enemy was really trying to mess with me, and I kind of let it get to me a little bit. But at the end of the day, I graduated in the honors section. I was one of the females with the highest PT score. I also ended with a squad leader position. So I found out what I needed to find out, right? This is why I'm making this video, so that you guys can have it before I had to find out the hard way. So I found out that nobody else matters, okay, in your bay except you passing basic training. Now, I'm not saying that so that you can only focus on yourself and be narcissistic and all that. No. What I'm telling you is that if you are not okay yourself in basic, you need to first prioritize that, and then you can go ahead and help others. Because what I did was help others and not prioritize my situation, and I was just going deeper and deeper into a hole, and it sucked. So let me just be quiet and get started with number 1. Let's talk about female drill sergeants. Now I know that's the one thing that a lot of females kind of have a low understanding of what a female drill sergeant is, or they have like kind of a biased opinion of it because you only see videos. Now you get 2 types. You get a compassionate female drill sergeant who really is looking out for your better interest, health, and wants you to pass. And then you have another female drill sergeant that just wants you to know that you're sucking and you're not going to do any better, and that's their way of motivating you, I guess. In my battery, we had one female drill sergeant, and she was the one that just thought that yelling at you and making you feel dumb was motivation. It really wasn't. She and one other male drill sergeant who, they weren't even in my platoon. There's 4 platoons, okay? 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. They weren't even in my platoon. I was in 1st platoon. They were in 2nd platoon. I don't even know why they paid attention to me. Like, she was that type of person, so I definitely just tried to avoid her. I didn't want to do anything in front of her that I knew she was going to call me out on. Eventually, that didn't work out once that one female had caused problems and she had to get involved, and it was really bad, okay? Those are story times. If you guys want story times on my basic training, comment down below. I'll definitely grab the strength to tell you guys what happened. That was my female drill sergeant. Originally I started in a different battery, and I had one other female drill sergeant. She was the head female drill sergeant. So that meant that she was the one that took care of the platoon as a whole, and then every other drill sergeant, because you get assigned at least 4 in your platoon, goes under that drill sergeant. So I had a female that was like that. She was tough, okay, but she was compassionate, and she yelled at you only when you obviously weren't trying, or if she felt like you were sassing, stuff like that, okay? Now, funny story, learn your guys' positions in the sense of like customs and courtesies on how to talk to a drill sergeant or a rank above you, okay? Because I didn't know anything about parade rest. I didn't know anything about at ease or position of attention, saluting, like nothing. So I highly recommend that you guys go and figure that out before basic, because I didn't. And what ended up happening was I went up to a male drill sergeant and she got in my face, and I wasn't in parade rest, and you can only imagine how that ended up. I will advise that female drill sergeants, they are good listeners, okay? If you actually pull one aside and say, hey, you're having a problem with a female or family problems back home, like they're just the type of person to understand, especially when it comes to female accidents, if you guys know what I mean. So just keep that in mind. Don't be terrified or intimidated of a drill sergeant. Just go up to them with a battle buddy. Now, battle buddy systems and basic training are key. Like, you do not want to be seen somewhere alone, because they will eat you up. Like, they will not even give you a chance to explain yourself. Battle buddies basically are expected to assist you in and out of combat, so it's always somebody that's gonna be holding you accountable at basic, IAIT. When it comes to that system, the female drill sergeants are very, very, very picky with their male drill sergeants, meaning like they are really good friends, and if you go talk to a male drill sergeant and they feel like you're like trying to flirt or trying to get some kind of compassion, like they will come intervene and be like, oh, are you that girl that's really gonna start, you know? Because that happens. Some females really think that they can flirt with a male drill sergeant, and it doesn't go well at the end of the day. So don't do that in front of a female drill sergeant. Don't do it at all. Don't do it at all. It's not worth it. Don't. Snitches, Blue Falcons is what we call them in the Army. It's basically, nobody likes a snitch, okay? Don't be that female that goes there and wants to do everything like the right way. There's a standard. We all got taught the standard, and obviously we all want to make sure that we're doing it correct, because who wants to graduate basic training not knowing half of the stuff that we need to know? But what I'm talking about is, let's say, right, a female, for example, is sneaking peanut butter packets into her barracks room because she's not meeting the weight requirement, and she's getting fed double portions, and so she thinks sneaking peanut butters and eating them throughout the day will help her gain weight. She's doing it out of the convenience of just wanting to make weight, okay? Now, if you're that female who snitches on her because she has a peanut butter packet in her closet, okay, even though you're not supposed to, okay, you're not supposed to, and that's true, but if it hasn't bothered you and you haven't seen it and she hasn't gotten caught, like just let her be, okay? She's trying to make it out. Now, if it's a different story, like a girl having a vape, a cell phone, something that's like super crazy, and if all you guys knew about it and didn't tell a drill sergeant, then all of you guys would get smoked. That means that, you know, like you can say something. But I'm talking about if it's really not an issue. Example, right? And then we're going to talk about it in a little bit. Buns, okay? Certain platoons had to have their bun a certain way. So, for example, I think it was fourth platoon always had to have their hair like slick back, females. Slick back, no bangs, no side parts, no braids. It just had to be slick back. You don't earn your right to do your bun until after graduation, okay? And that's where that female drill sergeant pertains. No, she was very adamant about that rule. Now, I was in first platoon and we didn't have that rule, okay? So I had some females that were snitching on me and my other females who had like parts in their hair, and they were like, drill sergeant, how come she has a part in her hair and we don't? And then she literally set the standard for the whole entire battery. Like, nobody wants that. Just because your drill sergeant is doing something a specific way and it's not other platoons, just keep your nose in your own business, in your own platoon, okay? Don't be worrying about what everybody else is doing. Worry about yourself, worry about your standard, what the drill sergeant wants you to do, okay? Because let me tell you, those females that snitched on all of us, they created tension in the bay, okay? It's another thing. Bays. There's 4 bays. 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th platoon bays. Now, those are the bays that you get assigned to when it's classroom time. So they teach you about weapons, they teach you about movements, battle drills, all that stuff. So 4th bay was 4th platoon, okay, but 4th bay was with all females because obviously females had to sleep separately from the males. And so what ended up happening was you have a room full of 42 females, okay, not enough space. I'm talking about you guys are cleaning after each other, hair everywhere. There could be female products in showers, and it gets disgusting, okay? Now, I say this because I think after like 3 or 4 weeks, people are starting to get irritated. People are starting to gossip. They're trying to form their own cliques because, again, you have these females in the 4th bay, but they're not assigned to the same platoon. For example, there was 6 females in that bay that were from my platoon that I hung out with every day because we did stuff every day together. 1st platoon, obviously. And then you had other females in that sense. So I would just say, like, be cordial with everyone. Don't create problems. Create relationships. It would be nice to have somebody that, for example, can do your hair before an ACFT, PT test, before rucking. Like, I had a female in my bay who did my hair, like braided it really, really tight when I didn't really know how to before. And then I also had another female who would lend me paper to write my letters or lend me cool pens, you know, like, just be casual with everybody. Don't be fake, okay? The last thing you want is to be asking somebody that you literally talked trash about a couple minutes ago to your friend and asking them for something of theirs. Like, no, that gets stumped on real quick, okay? Word goes around in a female bay, and you just don't want to create any bad blood or tension with anybody. I would say that the main relationships that you should focus on are not only the ones in your platoon, but also the ones that are going to AIT with you. So you would go out with a group of people from basic to your next designation. So for example, me, I was a 68 whiskey, and luckily everybody in my 1st platoon was also, the females were 68 whiskeys. So we literally got transferred from Oklahoma to Texas together, okay? But there's also females from different platoons that were in my same MOS, combat medic, so I also got to know them, because although they're different platoons, that won't matter when you guys move to AIT. In AIT, you guys are probably going to be in the same barracks room, the same hallway, and it's good to have that camaraderie before you get there so that you guys can have something to laugh about. So keep that in mind. Friends with your platoon as well as the people that are doing the same job as you and will go to the same designated AIT as you. There will be drama. There's a lot of females that can go about basic training invisible, disguised. Like, I know this one female, she never talked, okay? Well, she talked to us, the females in the barracks, but when it came to like training, she just did what she needed to do and then didn't say anything. And then I think it was like second to last day of basic, she said something, and then the drill sergeant looked at her and was like, were you here the whole time? You want to be that chick, okay? You want to be the one that people don't recognize, people don't talk about, like low under the radar, okay? It's really, if you have an introverted personality, good for you, okay? Good for you, because you guys have an up on that. You guys don't want to talk to anybody. You guys just want to be there, do what you got to do, and that's that. I have a very extroverted personality, and my opinion does come pretty strong sometimes, but it's more so like a common sense. Like, if we have a team building exercise and people aren't doing things that I feel like would be more effective, then I would speak up and say something. That's just the type of person that I am. That's the family I grew up in, and that's that. When I was put in a leadership position, I also was doing other like volunteer work within basic training. So my face was out there, my name was out there, and I couldn't help it. But with that comes more attention from the drill sergeants and more standards and responsibilities. So just be careful with that. If you're an extrovert, try to learn how to be you know, small. Biggest advice I can give a female: work out before you get to basic training. Don't show up to basic training not knowing how to run, okay? Not knowing how to stretch, not knowing how to do a push-up, because the drill sergeants will come at you if that's the case. Now, they teach you, right? But that doesn't mean that they won't like use you as an example and be like, okay guys, this is exactly what not to do. That you don't want to put yourself in that situation. And again, make sure you just know how to do things, because the less you are noticeable in basic training, the more it's easy to just fly by the whole training 10 weeks, okay? So learn how to do a push-up, learn how to run, learn how to stretch. Drill sergeants really, really appreciate that, and especially in a female, it's sad to say, because males don't really have that issue. Some of them do though, because they never worked out in their life, but the majority of males are like fit and they can run, they can do push-ups or whatnot. But the one thing that a drill sergeant really appreciates seeing a female do is try, and also just be physically fit, doing everything a male can do, okay? If your male counterpart can do a push-up, then you can do a push-up. Now, the biggest memory that I remember is I was going up against this male who was probably, I'm 5'2", he was probably like 5'7", and he was big, okay? And we were doing a sprint dry carry. Now that's a separate video that I will talk to you guys and kind of break down what exactly that is, but it's basically the ACFT, the PT test, one of the events, which you're supposed to drag a 90-pound sled across 25 meters, back 25 meters, or excuse me, you're supposed to run 25, run back, grab the 90 pounds, go down, then come back, then do laterals, then come back, and then grab 45-pound kettlebells, run, then come back, and then you do run and come back, basically. Okay, I hope that made sense. Anyways, so I was going up against that guy, and we were literally head to head, to the point where I ended up beating him by like 3 seconds, okay, because it's timed. Now the drill sergeant they really just, I mean, it was really bad for the guy, because they were like, you really let a female beat you? That's crazy. But then they turned and it was just like, that's what we like to see. A female being able to do exactly what a male can do in the army. That's the standard, whatever, right? So I was just like, okay, cool. At least they know that I'm physically fit, that I try and all that stuff. So make sure you guys stretch. There's a lot of injuries that happen within basic training, and the majority of them are females. The percentage is probably like 70 to 30. 30 males getting hurt, 70% of the females getting hurt. You'll end up seeing a provider, they'll put you on crutches, and then you get recycled, and you can't start until you're healed. You can't start the cycle again until you're healed, so you just get kept there for longer. So if you don't want to be there longer than 10 weeks, I suggest you stretch. Even before, what they have now is called conditioning drills, where that's basically the stretch that you would do before an exercise. But basically, you want to stretch, you want to be able to take care of yourself health-wise, and just do proper push-ups, do a proper running, because that's how you less further injure yourself. I think the last thing I'm going to end with is, like, I'm going into like this health kind of tantrum. Make sure you guys are eating. Me, a little background, if you guys look at my YouTube channel from like 3 years ago, before I enlisted, I was very skinny. I weighed 98 pounds, and in order to enlist I needed to be 114. So I ate 3 times a day, because I usually didn't eat breakfast. I ate a snack in between each meal, and then I went out and lifted weights like 5 out of 7 days in a week. I drank protein. Okay, so I literally gained 23 pounds, because I ended up weighing 121 pounds when I enlisted. Okay, so you can easily lose that weight, but when you're as active as you are in basic training, you're actually burning a lot more calories, and you may not be used to eating a lot, but I suggest you eat a lot. Okay, eat everything that's on your plate, because you are gonna have like, you're gonna be hungry in the middle of the night. You eat at like 5 or 6, I believe, and I'm used to eating like around 7 or 8. So around the time I was hungry again, and it just gets crazy. So you never want to be that girl that gets put on double portions, because that's basically a drill sergeant just telling you that you need to gain more weight, that you're not meeting the standard, and obviously it's harder for you. So condition yourself to eat a lot more than you can before basic, because they're going to expect you to eat all your food, and the food is not great, I'm telling you that right now, but it's better than MREs, meals ready to eat. You won't have to complain about mermites ever when you're eating MREs. Okay, so just make sure you guys are eating, make sure you guys are staying hydrated, make sure you guys are taking care of yourselves mentally, physically, health. The way I did that, I'm very spiritual. I read my Bible, I prayed every night, and I asked God to guide me. I asked God to use me. I asked God to take me out of certain situations that I was in, and here I was. I graduated, like I said, in the honor roll student, one of the girls with the highest BT. I graduated with the squad leader position, and then I went to AIT and I excelled in AIT as well, also got honor, and now I'm in the Army. I'm not staying in the Army just because it's not my cup of tea when it comes to the real Army. I am active duty, but that doesn't mean that you guys can't do it, because some females do stay, and it's really cool to meet sergeant or staff sergeant that's a female, because they are so chill, they are so cool. I had a platoon sergeant that was a female staff sergeant, and she was so cool. She was very knowledgeable. She stand out amongst her male counterparts, her male peers, and she earned that title. And you know, first sergeants, commanders, all of that likes to see that. There's no sexism in the Army. Now, let me tell you, there's zero sexism in the Army. That's just, it's zero tolerance, okay? So that's one thing you guys should not worry about, is like, if you ever feel like you're being targeted because you're a female within a drill sergeant, then that's when you would talk to your senior drill sergeant or somebody else, EO representative, that they'll break down with you and tell you who that is. Talk to them and let them know, hey, this is what's going on, this is how I feel. I wish I personally did that in drill sergeant, in basic, but no one really told me, no one broke it down for me. So I'm gonna tell you guys right now, don't play that card just to play it. Like, if you actually feel like someone is targeting you because of either race, sex, religion, and other things that you can look up, it's called equal opportunity. You can talk to somebody about that during basic training. But all that being said, those are the things I feel like a female should watch out for the most in basic training, okay? You want to stay under the radar. At the same time, you want to excel in every event you do. PT, leadership, and all different aspects of what a drill sergeant is trying to prepare you for in the real world, okay? Nobody likes snitches. Nobody likes a drama maker or a gossiper. Don't be envious or jealous of anybody, and that's just because, for me, coming from the Bible, you shouldn't be, okay? God put you in a certain position to begin with, and is making you go through certain trials to make you stronger. It shouldn't be any jealousy when it comes to you think someone is having it easier than you. God is challenging you because he knows you're stronger to take it, and you should just take that as something that will help you grow physically, mentally, and spiritually. So, all that being said, I hope you guys have a blessed day. If you guys are thinking of enlisting and you're a female, comment down below. I would love to hear your MOS that you enlisted in and when you guys are going to basic training. You guys have a blessed day, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.